Hey, how's everybody doing out there? Hope you guys are all well. Miss you and love you. Thanks for, somebody wrote a really nice comment, made me feel so good. Thank you. Yeah, it's a sunny Sunday, sunny Super Bowl Sunday, for that matter. And I'm just enjoying these last little moments before I go meet up with my kiddo. All right, I wrote this piece today called Grand Fur Baby. There's an estuary I drive through every morning on my way to work, a silent, open, mysterious portal between my worlds. An ethereal mist often rises off the Bologna Marsh, and occasionally I'll get a glimpse of Bluff Creek below the awkward row of palms that mark the LMU overlook. I felt so inspired at so many times over the past day, but today as I sit here, I feel pretty empty. And like the words aren't flowing through me the way I hope they will. A song comes on in the background and it helps my body move and my fingers start to dance on the keyboard a little bit, and I want to speak through them. I overslept this morning, and so all my daydreams and routines were smashed from the beginning. I had a date last night that was awkward at first, but eased over time. I got home late and didn't get to bed till midnight, so instead of arriving before 7, I got the last parking spot at Alana's around 9. And I had to squeeze into the communal table for a while. I just started to get into the flow when the Ukrainian came by and went in for a fist bump. I open-handed him and threw him off a bit. He gave me a look that made me want to explain myself. I told him I had an awkward fist bump at my son's basketball game where my knuckles just hit too hard, so I started experimenting with the open hand. I didn't tell him how much better it felt to me than the fist bump. He started explaining to me how most people don't know how to regulate the power of their fist bumps and strike too hard. He told me about a guy who was bumping so hard he had to grab his fist. He demonstrated, we practiced, joked, laughed, and I learned how to say his name and his father's name. I also met a woman named Nanny who told me she wanted to do yoga. She asked me how long I'd been practicing. I started when I was 20, so I've been practicing about 100 years ago. The Ukrainian laughed. So you're the Buddha, practicing since you were a Tibetan child 4 lifetimes ago. We all laughed again. Everyone looks familiar now. Maria rinses my mug and asks me if I usually come earlier. The sexy spandex Terminator woman gets a great location to eat her chia pudding and drink her iced mocha. She's got an iPad standing on a thick book, AirPods and sunglasses. I haven't told Monet that it's over between us. I think we both know. It's just sort of relieving. Why say what doesn't need to be said? I'm torn. Yoga starts soon. I want to write, and my body wants to asana. Jenica felt nice, but I'm not sure we vibe. She's way in the east side of LA, and I keep thinking about her grand fur baby. I updated my Hinge site, but I keep thinking about Chuck and all I learned from him yesterday. It's inspiring and overwhelming. Perhaps the most profound thing he gave me was a ritual to do 3 times a day. He said, look in the mirror and say, send, and receive, I love you. I haven't been using the mirror, but I have been practicing a little. I hope it works. He suggested this when I told him that I wanted a woman that could cook, and then I felt bad about it. And I don't really want a dog in my life, at home, bed, or following me to the coffee shops. And I'm trying not to feel bad about that either. Honestly though, I feel completely defeated in this realm. Convince me, I told him. Why would I even want to be in a relationship? And the fact that I said this shook something loose inside of me. I spent my entire life chasing something and I don't even know if I want it. No wonder I'm chasing my tail. I can't remember what he told me. It was something like, find someone who's worth sacrificing for and someone who you're worth sacrificing for them. I was talking to Jenica last night about this, We'd met at the Hammer by UCLA for the Alice Coltrane dedication. The line went around the block. The parking lot was so full, I found another lot and called her to tell her about it. We almost left, but then fortunately the line started to move just in time. It was loud and packed, and we wandered around yelling at each other, trying to find the right exhibit. My stress level was high. I was trying not to kick myself in the ass for choosing this as a first date. The exhibit was cool, but I found it a challenge to navigate. Finally, we found a couple of seats, and I got a glass of wine, and she got a pomegranate drink that she couldn't finish. I asked her about her cooking skills. Honestly, it was refreshing to hear her talk about spicy chicken sausage and collards and mac and cheese and rice. And I liked her voice and her eyes and how I feel judged more by myself than by her. She's not super fit, but her lips are incredible and she has soft skin. I tell her a little bit about Chuck. He told me, my wife and I fought for the first 15 years, so much so that we never had children, but the last 10 years have been the best years of my life. I could see her eyes light up in surprise and what seemed like joy. Although his story sounded horrendous to me, there was something about it that was alluring. Do you want someone you like, who's like you or not like you? He asked. I love her because she's like a butterfly, flittering this way and that, and she brings so much joy into my life that would other be just more mundane life of my business and my dojo. Well, I honestly don't know, but I told Jenica the part that I found most touching. This woman I manifested wasn't the type I'd always been attracted to, he told me. I usually end up with the petite Asian types, but my wife is an islander with a fuller figure that I wasn't initially drawn to, but now I'm more attracted to her than anyone. He almost brought me to tears. He told me how he was just kicking ass at his business and his Brazilian jiu-jitsu and would show up ready to fight, learn, and grow until his master teacher finally told him he needed to take a break and he needed to go find himself a woman. He read the law of attraction and wrote the traits of the woman that he wanted on the back of his bedroom door. So he'd see them every day when he got up and left, and within 2 weeks he'd met his wife. His only regret is when he said he wanted an independent woman. He wished he would have said mostly independent or independent-ish, because he got a little more than he bargained for. Maybe one of these days I'll have the courage to write down what I want. Thanks, you guys. Good to see you. I love you. Take care. Talk to you soon. Bye.